Hi, Rob here. So this is part two of my modding series for Hearts of Iron 4. Um, Let me go over what I'm going to talk about in this series. So I went over in the last video like what the current state of things is in terms of naval AI. Number so this is the main things I changed: technology, the dockyards, and carriers, and some other things. Um, so Before I get too far, I don't really care if anyone gets this mod or not. But for intents and purposes, this is where the mod is. Go to workshop. Um, Go to Hearts Iron 4 and go to NCNS tweaks. Okay, this is it. Um, so what the mod is the sorry, let me go back. What the mod is it modified certain things to make the naval combat more competitive. The point is not historic, because that's what Paradox's concern is. My concern is, can I make the game more interesting to the player in terms of making it more competitive? Because right now the Navy is very, 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 very easy. Can I make that a little bit harder for the player? Make it a little funner. Um, so the three things I changed is technology, dockyards, and carriers. And the things that I tweaked in terms of the game engine is the starting technologies, starting units, the roll ratio, and naval supremacy. Before I get too far, I want to show you a few things about creating mods, things like that. So spreadsheets are really useful. So you can say, okay, you can turn this into a feature list. And like you can say my minimal viable product is um, let's see, battle to the death for it in England. So essentially, the English and Italians will struggle it out in Mediterranean. Ideally, I'd like the Italians to win because they are currently not winning, and it's very boring to have Germany capped in 1942 and the game to be basically over. In this mod, most of the times that does not happen. The game goes on for a really long time. Because the Mediterranean is secured by Italy. Okay, so your MVP is important. So having an MVP, and then you have the features. Features like one, make more ships for ITA, make more carriers, naval supremacy in the med. All right, so I have three features. So I want to work on each feature. Now I use Git, GIT, which is programming tool. If you're new to mods, highly, highly recommend this. What this allows you to do is essentially save it to a public or private, I guess, repository in the cloud. This is GitHub. It's run by Microsoft. Um, it's free for personal use, and you can see that I made these commits, and you can say, okay, well, which commit did I fix? And oh, this didn't work out. Let me go back, so I can easily go back to this commit by right clicking, clicking reset. This will reset all my progress. So this is a way of saving your stuff. Okay, so it's really important. Um, so talked about MVP, talked about features, talked about Git. Let me go into the parts of the mod itself. Um, I'll break this up into several videos because I know people don't like to watch very long videos. The first thing, the most simplest thing is research. So let me go on research. There's two parts to the research. The first part is this is almost unused in the base game, but you can use it. You can use this research weight factor in the common slash AI strategy folder, and it looks like this. Let's see, allowed. I don't know if you can see this or not. Okay, allowed original tag ITA, like that, and then you have the AI strategy block, and the research weight factor means it's going to research these things, prioritize these things. So improve depth charges, sonar, etc. So in order to actually make a ship, what it has to do is it has to say, do I want to do this research? Yes or no? How important is this research to me? Second thing you gotta do is you gotta say, okay, you have the research. I want you to build a ship variant for this research, and this ship variant has to match a role, and the role has to be needed by a fleet. And if none of those things happen, it's not going to really want to make stuff. It will continue to produce things, um, but if there's no role for it in a scenario, then it's not going to make it. Not going to make the chip. So all those things are needed. So anyway, you can use this research weight factor, and you can figure out the technology by going into um, here under technologies, common slash technologies, and you can see basic light shell. This is one of the technologies. So this is the name of the technology, okay? Um, and if you want to start with this stuff, so what you do there is you go to history slash countries, and this is where I stole from the British. I just copy and pasted what was in British, and say has DLC man the guns, which is kind of this acronym. Anyway, so you get all this technology because in man the guns it came out with the split technology. So I just copied this from the British, and now we have the carrier stuff, and we have some other things. We have sonar, we have basic sonar, we have basic depth charges, that sort of thing. So that's kind of part one. Part two is getting the ship to actually be made, and that's it's tricky. Um, so you could do it here. I'll show you. Let's see. It's in Common AI Navy. No, not AI Navy. Units. There. Equipment. No, sorry, it's not there either. It's yeah, that's it. Common AI equipment. Yeah. And you just overwrite. So this is the base game stuff, you just overwrite it. And I tend to put my stuff at the bottom, make it easier. I have a spotting cruiser. Okay, I think I just modified the destroyer up here. So this basic destroyer will upgrade things. Um, and this is part of the matching algorithm. So that says, okay, well, do you have all these things? And if you have all these things, then make the ship. And is it better than what I have right now? Then make it. Um, so you use this combination of match value and combination of priority, this factor. Um, and so between the two, it figures out how important it is to make it, right? So once you get better technology, you say, okay, so now the factor is 20 for this next upgrade. And it tends, I think it's the gun. I think that's the important part. So as soon as you get a better gun, you can start making a new ship. It's not super clear to me, to be really honest. But anyway, you could do it like this. In theory, they will upgrade. It has to do with the weights of this stuff, and sometimes it just takes a while for them to upgrade stuff. But I did notice if I can actually put depth charges on it, it will actually make the depth charges and that sort of thing. Um, and you can see that here. Where let me show you. All right, so here is the game, and it's with my mod. And you go human underscore AI to turn on the AI. Um, and at the very beginning of the game, it hasn't done any code yet, and so this is what it has. This is the escort slash fleet destroyer, early destroyer, as one depth charge, one fire control. Um, and now with the mod, it should fairly quickly actually start to modify. So the first thing it does is actually like make these variants. So it says I really want to make these variants. So now what did it do? It didn't do it yet. Okay, give it time. No, it did not do anything yet. It does take some time. Okay, did it make it now? Yeah, it made it. I made the carrier, and it's upgraded the basic cruiser. And then at a certain point, it's going to upgrade the destroyer. Oh, it did make the did make it destroyer, didn't it? Because it used to be very yeah. This is a new destroyer, so you can see it has sonar 1 and 2 depth charges. So that's the improvement. Um, Now refits are still quite challenging. I cannot figure out refits to save my life. Uh, like I noticed the English will do it like fairly frequently, but I cannot figure out the code for that. So anyway, okay, so that's the research part. Um, if you tweak the ship's file, you will get the better technology, and it has to do with the roll, and it has to do with the matching. You use AI view to get an idea of the match. So these are the ships are defined in the ship file. Destroyer 2, Destroyer 2 upgrade. Um, so it's like how close of this, uh, how closely is this aligned? And then trying to figure out which ship it actually builds is kind of it's hard to figure out. Um, but you can see, yeah, see it says roll a naval screen need 371. So that comes back to the weights, which I'll talk about next time. Thanks.